Hello and a warm welcome to Conny Decorates today, and of course with heart and passion. With heart and passion, exactly. We're already really in the Christmas spirit here, and this is our little Christmas or Advent idea for indoors. This one features this beautiful classic red poinsettia, and it's really simple to make with materials or similar ones that you probably already have at home, dear friends. And if you want to know how this natural decoration works, stay tuned because we're going to show you now. And these are the things we'll need today for our poinsettia table decoration. So let's get started. You don't have to have this, but I found this little wire basket and it's just perfect for today. But you can also easily use floral wire and something else, but we'll get to that in a moment. If you have a wooden tray or a wooden slice, that's perfect. I didn't have that, but I do have this rectangular wooden board here, and I'll use that as the base today, along with this bamboo ring. I actually wanted to use a clothes hanger today, but then I realized it was a bit too small in diameter, and luckily I still had this size of bamboo ring. Then of course I have the highlight, the classic red poinsettias, and I have 2 of them. Then I have a real wax candle, I also have a vase, and I found this wooden star. Maybe we can include that as well. And today I definitely have a stapler, but you don't necessarily need to have one. Hot glue is perfectly sufficient. I have lots of natural materials, pine cones, fir branches, but as I said, we'll take a look in a moment at which natural materials we'll be working with today, and I'd say, let's get started. Maybe you also have a seagrass basket or really anything else. If you don't necessarily want to use a stapler, whatever you want to fix onto the tray or the wooden disc, however you want to do it, you can of course simply glue it on here as well. Today I'm going to staple it. I tried this out beforehand, and it works with the stapler here on this woven or braided wire. Now I'm definitely going to check which position I want, because my poinsettias are going in here, and of course I'd really like to decorate it with a candle as well. That's why I'm also checking with the glass and the candle to see where I can place them, in which area I want them, at the back, at the front. Just take a look. Then I'll look at my ring, which I'm also going to decorate beautifully and make fuller, and I'd like to attach it to the basket. That's really practical here with these meshes, because you can easily twist wire around it, either at the beginning or at the end, and fix it to the basket. If you don't have a basket where you can poke wire through, so a seagrass basket works too. You can also poke through it with a good binding wire. That works, I've done it many times. But of course you can also unroll an entire spool of binding wire and really shape a nice mesh basket yourself, so to speak. In that case, I would probably just use 1 star, so you don't need as much or don't have to make it so full, and you can easily craft a little basket for yourself. So now I'll put these things aside for now. And I brought up all the greenery I have, and I think I mentioned it in the last videos. I even managed to get some juniper. As I said, here I also have Arizona cypress, and here again, wonderful fir and pine. Then I start by attaching my binding wire to my ring. I go around it once, twist it, and go around it again in advance because it is a bit slippery. Then I start cutting a few things to size. I rummaged around a bit more, and honestly, I was really lucky to find these beautiful little rose hips. I think that's another great mix, and it's that classic red that is always fantastic for Christmas. I also have a branch from the pine, or from our large tree, and from the euphorbia plant. I also found some of the interesting knobby branches growing down below, and I'd really like to weave those into this arrangement right here and now. So I'll start by carefully taking my greenery, or whatever foliage and plant material I have available, and I'll go ahead and gently attach it to my wreath or my ring, making sure everything is secure and looks just the way I want it. I'm not using really small pieces. You can definitely use longer pieces as well. I'll place those here too, which adds some nice fullness. And now, for example, the Arizona cypress. I'll add that bit by bit as well.
it on the mountain, over the hills and far away. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ.
And definitely this knobby part from the euphorbia, I'll go ahead and add that in here right now in advance as well. I think I'll let the top part stick out a bit at the top, but you can also do this wonderfully with other branches. Mossy branches are always nice too, and it really works for any season. Then I'll carefully position my fir or whatever greenery I have from below. Gently tuck it under the branch, and again let it trail downwards.
Is born while shepherds camped there watching over silent flocks by night. Behold, throughout the hill.
I'll turn the front view towards you, so this is how it should look from the front later. I've now gone around more than halfway, and I'm going to arrange it so that, like here, the fruits point upwards, in other words, in the opposite direction. Now I'll bind or decorate another section up to the top here. So I've wrapped it around once, cut the binding wire, and now I'm going to carefully go around here, since the juniper is so prickly, and use the binding wire to go around again and secure it here. That fits perfectly, and it holds well, and this is how it will look from the front for now. So, before I secure the wreath or the ring, I'm going to take my stapler and attach my basket to the bottom by stapling it a few times here. As I said, just use whatever you have, or you can make it yourself with binding wire, which also works great for securing it. Or of course, you can use hot glue, no problem at all. I've done that many times and it always holds perfectly. And then I take my binding wire, thread it through, wrap it around the ring once, pull it tight and twist it together. Once it's nice and tight, I pull the wire to the other side, thread it through again. Let me just check where it is. Of course, I cut it beforehand since I couldn't get the whole spool through here. And now I pull it tight again, go back here and then back to the other side. What you can also do is add some hot glue to the bottom afterwards so that it's nice and straight and stable. For now, I'll see how straight and stable I can get it like this. As I said, I go to each side, do it twice, and it holds. It's straight, it's holding up. I honestly didn't expect that. I really thought it would tip over, but by doing the same thing twice here, going around here through the basket, it's perfect. I just twisted it a bit more here, so the binding wire is out of the way, and now we really have good stability. But we'll get even more stability, because I'd like to fix more decorative elements here. So I'll start working with the hot glue right away. I'll just see, I'd like to add a few more pine cones and a bit of moss. So I'll start using my hot glue, and here, for example, I'm lucky to still have some cushion moss, but you can also use other moss or whatever else you have on hand, just like I do here. I'd also like to add some more pine cones, and will now decorate the entire front area in a really beautiful, natural way.
They shone a holy light. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and far away. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ.
What I'm doing now, which works wonderfully with this little basket, is adding a bit more moss up here, which gives us a really nice transition. At the front, I'm now adding a bit of euphorbia here as well. Micha says it looks good. It's always tricky when you're working from behind, but I really wanted you to be able to see from the front what I mean. And now I'm also adding a bit more moss to the front area here. Basket. I'm going to fill it with moss in advance as well, because our poinsettias are going in here in just a moment. I'm leaving the poinsettias in their pots.
Is born. The shepherds feared and trembled when low above the earth rang out the angel chorus.
I just had to go to the front for a moment, just to take a look. I have a big pine cone here. There was a hole, so I just glued it on real quick. And I really like this little branch from the euphorbia. I think it looks nice if it sticks up a bit here, because the fir is a bit unstable. And that's why I'm going to carefully fix the two together here now. I'll just go around it once more with the floral wire and then we're done. Wonderful, that was super quick. And just take a look at what you have in your own collection of supplies, because I'm sure you can make something similar with your own things too. For example, you might be surprised by what you already have. And here we have our candle and our vase, which now fits perfectly in the back area and reflects that wonderful Christmas red again. And when the candle is lit, it will look even more beautiful. I also have this natural star here, which you could also place next to it like this. Maybe if you want to put it on the windowsill or wherever, you have a little natural decorative addition. But as I said, maybe you still have some wooden reindeer or other things, of course, also porcelain. So dear ones, we really hope that we were able to inspire you today. Then we'd be happy if you give us a thumbs up. Feel free to follow us on Pinterest, Facebook and Instagram, or subscribe to us here on YouTube. And of course, that's free of charge. We look forward to decorating with and for you again in the coming days. Now it's really getting closer to Christmas with big steps, but we're looking forward to seeing you. Stay very healthy, feel hugged and embraced. Yours, Conny and Micha, your cameraman. Exactly. See you then. Bye.
That hailed our sea